franktalks.com.
Bonjour, ici Bernard Corbeil, le propriétaire du club échangiste Orage de Montréal. Vous pouvez nous rejoindre au www.orageclub.com ou au 514-842-7399 et nous avons le plaisir de partager une entrevue et d'échanger avec notre ami Frank de Frank Talks, Pleasures and Lifestyles.
You're listening to Frank Talks, Pleasures and Lifestyles, and I'm Frank, because I have to be. And welcome to a special pre-recorded edition of Frank Talks. We're here talking today with Maître Bernard Corbeil, who is a lawyer who specializes in swinger law, if there is such a thing, and he is also the owner of Club L'Orage, one of the biggest swing clubs in Montreal. Welcome, Bernard.
Thank you. Welcome, Frank. Thank you very much.
I'd like to take a little bit of time now to just find out a little bit more about you on a personal level, so we give our listeners a feel for you as a human being. I'd like to start off with maybe a bit of your history. What is your background prior to getting into the swing culture and prior maybe to getting into law?
Okay, so I was involved in lifestyle or swinging, like more personally, late 90s or mid 90s, and I started to go in the Club L'Orage. I was only a member in those days, and I started to go there because I had some personal experience with women who like to share some experience with other women or other men, and it's kind of funny because when I was very young, I grew up in a very French-Canadian Catholic family, and I was supposed to become a priest. And always, when I say that, people always laugh because now I'm kind of involved with law and sex, and it seems to be something very different. In a way, it's very different, but it's also very related because lifestyle is something where you share things, and you have to like people, you have to take care of people. And that's exactly what I was raised to do. Okay, and when I was at the college, when women appear in my life, I decided that I would like to get married, but the priest cannot get married, so I decided not to get married. I mean, not to get a priest, not to be a priest. And then I get married. I never get kids, but I was after that involved as a lawyer for 25 years in a law firm, where I was practicing civil liability, construction, insurance. It was a large law firm in Montreal, 50 lawyers. I've been there for 25 years, and during those years I did also practice law. I was involved as a crown attorney also, so I was used to work with policemen. And when I was a partner in that law firm in Montreal, I was involved as a lawyer also in the raid which happened in '98, and then it created some problem at the office because it was a very big law firm, and they are not necessarily a very wide open people, which surprised me very much because as far as I'm concerned, a lawyer is supposed to look for truth and justice. And when I heard about the raid by the police in '98, mainly in '98 at L'Orage, I was very shocked because I knew that those people are honest people, and they are mothers, fathers, sisters, brothers, friends. You could be your neighbor. They are what we call usually ordinary people. Okay, but they have lawyers, they have people, mechanics, they have all kind of people of ages, all type, all sizes, all nationalities, and what I take into consideration mainly was the fact that when you are involved in lifestyle and swinging in the couple, is because they are very honest. Instead of cheating on each other, they decide that they would like to do something together, and I thought that if they want to do it in a private place without disturbing the public who don't want to see it or do not want to participate, and they are all adults of legal age, sharing something and they agree to do it, even for consensual sex. And so, I mean, we have to treat them with respect, and because respect is rule number one in lifestyle, I conclude that it wasn't just what the police was doing to those people, because they were not informed. I mean, the police was scared that it could involve kind of prostitution or organized crime, and I know that because I did see papers in court as a lawyer, and they were giving papers to some squad, like the one to fight against organized crime, and it's even did create problem for me at work, because the law firm I was in for 25 years. I was even a partner there. They didn't agree that I will stay in that kind of file. So I decided that it was more important to get justice and to fight for freedom, that I decided to leave that law firm. And that's how I was involved in lifestyle as a lawyer, also as personally, and also it brings a lot of pleasure. It's very validating, very helping to give you some confidence, to understand people. And I did realize that getting involved with the Quebec Swinger Association, which gives some conference or information session at L'Orage, then we got so many questions from so many people, and even among my clients who were scared as citizens, how come the police can do that to a consenting adult? I realized that I had to find and get some answers for them, legally speaking, or socially speaking, or culturally speaking, and I realized that maybe I finally became a kind of I would call civil priest, because there's no religion, but it's the same process of teaching, of learning, of sharing things, and I can tell you that seeing so many swingers, so many mothers and fathers, and that lifestyle, who are so happy to share something, who have so many smiles, and it's very incredible that it's very interesting to not only be a swinger, but also to be a lawyer, helping the other swingers and all those people who have rights. And that's why I'm still involved, and I want to continue to fight. And thank you very, very much to give us the opportunity to share that information, because what we found through the years and through the expertise we got is that people are scared about lifestyle because they don't know what it is, and we have the opportunity to give them many information to reassure them, and we don't want to oblige any people to impose anything. We just want to get respect. That's all what the swingers ask for.
Frank Talks is sponsored in part by Everything Out of Her Mouth is a Test, a man's guide to the emotional needs of women. Ladies, do you want the man in your life to understand you on your level? Do you want your man to be able to listen to and address all of your emotional needs? Show him how much you really want your relationship to be the best it can be. Everything Out of Her Mouth is a Test makes the perfect gift. The book, written by a man, for men, is endorsed by every woman that reads it. This book is a guide for men to understand exactly what a woman means when she speaks. Is that worth changing your life forever? Buy this book at franktalks.com now.
This is Bernard Corbeil from Swing Club L'Orage in Montreal. You can reach us at www.orageclub.com or at 514-842-7399 in Montreal. And we are pleased to chat and share with our friend Frank from Frank Talks, Pleasures and Lifestyles.
You're listening to Frank Talks Pleasures and Lifestyles, and I'm Frank, because I have to be. We're back. We're having a very special pre-recorded show this edition with Maître Bernard Corbeil. And Bernard, let's get right to the heart of the matter for people who are listening and who are wondering this particular question. Is swinging legal?
The answer is clearly yes. We even got a judgment in July the 4th, 2003, stating black and white that across Canada, swinging and swing clubs are perfectly legal as long as sex occurred in private.
Now, can you tell me, for people who are listening and are a little vague on what we mean by swinging, what is swinging and what within that is perfectly legal?
Okay, so swinging is a lifestyle, and commonly in English we use the word lifestyle now more than on swinging, because swinging is closer to swapping, and swinging is not only swapping. It's involved exhibitionism, voyeurism, triolism, group sex, gangbang, or fantasies, or triolism. So it's larger than just swapping. So in English we have the word lifestyle, and we call people lifestyle or swingers.
So if I understand this correctly, two couples simply swapping partners for a night isn't just, that's not the be-all and end-all. It incorporates a larger circle of different activities.
Yes, and we even had an expert in court who filed an expertise. In fact, in several cases, we filed that expertise from sexologists and psychologists, and they confirmed that swinging is something very natural from all times, all places around the world: the Chinese, Japanese, Asian, Middle East people, French people, European people, South American people, Eskimo people, South American people, all over the world, all through times. There was always some kind of activities as swingers. And unfortunately, what happened is because of the church had to control the sex, and it was also controlling the politics of the countries through the ages and through the world, and so sex was something bad. And finally, lately, since let's say beginning in 1960 with the birth control pill, it's helped to make some changes, and then it's increased a lot during the year 1960 and 70s, and middle of 1990 and also at the end of 1998 there was some raids, and so we had to make a survey across the country to establish that it was tolerated, because the test from the Supreme Court of Canada is does swing club are legal or not. There's no law forbidding swinging or lifestyle. What is illegal is the common body house, and the law, criminal law, says that common body house is a place where you have prostitution or a place where you have act of indecency. Okay, but the law doesn't give a definition of act of indecency. So the Supreme Court of Canada said that it's not act of indecency if it's tolerated by the Canadian Contemporary Society, which we call the Canadian Community Standards. And how can you establish that? It's very hard. Okay, so it costs something like $20,000 to a client of mine, and he got a survey made by CROP, because the country, establishing that almost 60% of the population in Canada are tolerating the swing club or the swingers, as long as it's among adults of legal age in an area where the public cannot have access if they don't want to have, and there are some conditions like that. And with that survey, with their expertise, we got a judgment, and in that judgment you can read that uh, about 60% of the Canadians are tolerating swinging, and in Quebec, province of Quebec, is almost 75% of the population. And another very interesting proof we have is that about or close to 15% of the population would like to visit a swing club even if they are not swingers. So that means they are naturally interested. And we had some raids through the years, like at the Best Western and the South Shore, where the police asked the media to be there, and they filmed the people, and some of the peoples made a complaint at the internal affair of the police, and the policeman has been suspended for 63 days without pay, and since then we do believe that the media and the police understood that usually the swingers and swing clubs are clean people, ordinary people, mothers, fathers, and they have reputation, and also they have legal rights to share things they want to share with other people having the same interest. Because of the definition by the Supreme Court of Canada, it's not easy task to determine, but now we got a judgment stating that swing clubs are legal in Canada as long as the sex occurred in private, and even if there's some money given to the club and even profits made by the club, it doesn't matter as long as you have control of the admission and you have some conditions to admit the swingers, trying to get the real swingers and to get things like membership, a form to sign, to be open and clean business. Okay. And the last thing I want you want me to say maybe is that I personally get involved into that very deeply, meaning that even for money matters, I was so personally involved and interested by that I spent more than 1,000 hours. 1,000 hours in that file at the where we got the judgment in July 2003. And a lawyer as me of 30 years of experience could ask for maybe $200 by hour. That means $200,000. And because I really want to do my share for the society and for the swingers and for the mothers and fathers who are involved in lifestyle, that I only charge $200 instead of $200,000. And that's a way to help the Quebec Swinger Association and try to get some fundraising to help the swingers.
Frank Talks is sponsored in part by Everything Out of Her Mouth is a Test, a man's guide to the emotional needs of women. Ladies, do you want the man in your life to understand you on your level? Do you want your man to be able to listen to and address all of your emotional needs? Show him how much you really want your relationship to be the best it can be. Everything Out of Her Mouth is a Test makes the perfect gift. The book, written by a man, for men, is endorsed by every woman that reads it. This book is a guide for men to understand exactly what a woman means when she speaks. Is that worth changing your life forever? Buy this book at franktalks.com now.
You're listening to Frank Talks, Pleasures and Lifestyles. I'm Frank because I have to be. We are in the third and final segment with this great interview, one of our very first pre-recorded editions of Frank Talks with Mr. Maître Bernard Corbeil. Welcome back, Mr. Corbeil.
Hi.
And in the last part of this interview, you were talking about how you spent 1,000+ hours doing research and working on this particular court case, and you only asked for $200 instead of $200,000. I'm guessing it could have been even more than that. And could you please elaborate on that a little bit?
Yes, you want to know what I did during those 1,000 hours or more?
Absolutely.
Yes, it's very easy to answer. First, you have to understand that that's a trial who was spread on more than 1 year, and we spent, in fact, something like 30 days in court. So every time you interrupt the cross-examination or the evidence, you postpone it, You have to reread the hundred and thousand of pages of transcripts and prepare for the cross-examination. And so if you work during two 2 weeks on a subject or 2 days on a subject, and 3 months later you have to come back at the same subject, same topic, that means you need a preparation. So you have to spend something like maybe more than 10 or 20 hours in preparation for one day in court, which means between 8 or 10 days, 8 to 10 hours a day. You have to meet with the witnesses. You have to meet with the other lawyers who are working on the file. You have to prepare the question. You have to make sure that you do not repeating the question of the other. You have to analyze the expertise. We have to prepare the question with the expert for the survey. We had to explain the survey to the psychologists and sexologists. We had to prepare those expertise. We have to analyze them, and we have also to go in court and make the evidence. And there was a lot of evidence also to read and watch. Like there was, I think, something like 8 or 10 videotapes. There was dozens of pages of police report. And in that case, they had two buses, one in a private home, one in a club. So we had kind of double work to do. Okay, and after the trial was over, we had to prepare the argumentation, and I personally filed 150 pages of arguments. Okay, that means that after all those 30 days spread on 1 year and few months, you have to reread all that. You have to get the CD from court to make copy of extract you want to pick up once and page 100 the second day, and mix it with the answer of the cross-examination on the day 28 at such hour the day, to make sure that you're getting the same the facts straight for the court, and so it's something very complicated to do. And also the other thing is that you have to answer the argument of the other lawyers, the crown attorney, and so it takes time to do that. Okay, and after that. You have to take into consideration that because it's a very difficult topics to legally fight and clarify, we had to read thousands of pages of judgment, the previous judgments, to make difference, to get the similarities and to show that it was legal and there was never a survey and that type of accusation before. What is the tolerance of the society? Even the definition of what is a common body house is so complicated, legally speaking, that we had to go through a lot of jurisprudence or judgments, if you wish, through the years, for the last 100 years, and mainly for the last 30 or 50 years. And that's why it's a lot of work.
Based on all of your research, and this is a question that, so if our listeners are wanting to experiment and maybe host what could be called a group sex party in their own homes, they want to invite over a few friends, maybe they put an ad out in a paper to meet some people that they want to experience with, and they want to have, let's say, an orgy in their own homes. Based on all of your experience, what would they need to do to protect themselves legally so that their neighbors don't start calling the cops on them?
Okay, the answer is not easy to give because there's so many details you have to check, but if we want to give a straight answer and clear answer, understandable for everybody, the first thing is that it has to be private, meaning that don't get confused between something private and something residential. Your residence is something usually private. But if you put ads in the newspaper and you solicitate the public to come to your home to have sex, there's a risk that if you do that at several times, then it becomes a business, and then you will have two problems. First, you are doing a business maybe in the district area of the town where you're not allowed to have any business. You have no license to do that. The other thing is that if you are soliciting the public that way, so your private residential or private home could become a public place, and then if you have sex in public, it's not legal. Okay, so you can do whatever you want in private at home, and the judgment we got in July 2003 has been wrongly interpreted, like meaning that you cannot be more than 10 people and you have to have sex in a locked room. That is not true. If you have a home where you can get 200 people or 1,000 people, or whatever the people you want to have, as long as it is private, it is perfectly legal. It's not a question of quantity, it's a question of access and solicitation of the public. And the other thing is, according to some law in some provinces, you have to take into consideration the alcohol you can serve or bring. If you want to sell, you need a license to sell, but you don't need a license to serve if you serve it at your home and your residence or in your business places. So the four main words to remember is to make the difference between what is residential, what is private, what is commercial, and what is public. And usually a commercial place admits the public, and that's what we have to clarify. Could we have a commercial place which could be private? And there's no law forbidding that, and that's why the private place could be the swing club could be commercial and private as well. Okay, and as long as there are some conditions like membership card, but not only a membership card. You know, any club, a striptease club, could provide you with a membership card saying that you are a member, but it doesn't mean it's going to be private. It depends, and it depends on one major thing that the judge said in that judgment, is that it's the entirety of the concept or the design which count, not only one thing. You could put some advertising in the newspaper, letting know that you're not soliciting the public but only the swingers, and even if you solicitate them, when they come to the club, if you have some rules and you take control and you get them to sign an agreement, it's like a contract between adults, and then you decide who can come and who doesn't come, and so you can keep your place private. That's the main thing.
Bernard, this has been a most amazing interview. I want to thank you for coming by and agreeing to do this. Thank you for coming by.
And thank you very much, Frank, to give us the opportunity to educate people, to let people know that lifestyle is something very, very pleasant, and that's why it's always growing and growing up. And now we have plenty of clubs coming in Montreal, so you're welcome to visit us anytime.
Frank Talks is sponsored in part by Everything Out of Her Mouth is a Test, a man's guide to the emotional needs of women. Ladies, do you want the man in your life to understand you on your level? Do you want your man to be able to listen to and address all of your emotional needs? Show him how much you really want your relationship to be the best it can be. Everything Out of Her Mouth is a Test makes the perfect gift. The book, written by a man, for men, is endorsed by every woman that reads it. This book is a guide for men to understand exactly what a woman means when she speaks. Is that worth changing your life forever? Buy this book at franktalks.com now.
This is Bernard Corbeil from Swing Club L'Orage in Montreal. You can reach us at www.orageclub.com or at 514-842-7399 in Montreal. And we are pleased to chat and share with our friend Frank from Frank Talks, Pleasures and Lifestyles.
You're listening to Frank Talks, Pleasures and Lifestyles, and I'm Frank because I have to be. We're here in studio once again with Maitre Bernard Corbeil, and today we're going to be talking about the swing club he owns, Club L'Orage. Bernard, welcome back to our show.
Thank you.
The best known and probably the most popular swing club in Montreal.
I will try to be very objective answering that question, to be very honest. I can believe that and suggest that based on the fact that within 3 years we got more than 13,000 people who became new members at L'Orage Club in Montreal. So first, the fact that all those people came to the club. Secondly, that they are all members, and a lot of them did renew the membership. And among all those people, there are many people who make comments about the club, telling us why they are coming back. And we have couples who are coming at the club every week, and even some of them come twice a week. But usually people are coming like at least once a month or twice a month. So based on all the comments I got from all the behaviors and all the people are coming back, and I can tell you, and I sincerely believe that honestly that L'Orage Club in Montreal is probably the most popular club, the most well-known club. Not only in Montreal and Quebec and Canada, but we have people from the States every weekend. Some weekends we have people. I remember that one weekend particularly we had people from Vermont, from Maine, from Washington, from New York, from California, New Orleans. Okay, and every month we have people from all over the world. I remember from Korea, from France, from Europe, like Germany, Italy, Spain, and also a lot of people from all across the country, like Vancouver, Toronto, Ottawa, and even people from South America, Mexico. That's why we are international, okay? And I'm very pleased to be approached by a lot of people, at least every month, trying to open some club somewhere else. But for the time being, I'm so busy to take care of L'Orage Club that I'm still open to do something, but not for the time being.
You sound like you have a very satisfied membership. I'd like you to tell me a little bit about how people become members and what they can expect to see as members. Okay.
So people ask to come to the club to become members because we are a private club. And to respect the judgment we got in July 2003, we have to stay private and make sure that people are coming to the club are real authentic swingers, or at least people who are interested by lifestyle. And so we have a form they have to complete. We have a membership card. We have a tour we give. And we organize parties, also private parties. Now we are open 7 days a week. 7 days a week, yes. That means almost every day, except some Tuesday during the month. And we have different teams or different groups on those nights. Like actually, we have Monday, Wednesday, and Thursday for singles and couples. Okay, the way we have some nights reserved for couples and single females, like right now the Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. But we are starting to have some single men also on Friday soon, and we also have one night, which is the Tuesday. For the time being, is only the first Tuesday of the month, reserved for women only, which we call the ladies' night. Okay, and on those ladies' nights we have a workshop on lap dancing, on sexy dancing, on art of fellatio or cunnilingus or things like that. and is very appreciated by women. And it's very interesting and important to have those ladies' night because in the lifestyle, the first fantasy that people have and they come to the house to realize it as, if it's possible, is to meet with another woman. And also many women like to meet other women. In lifestyle, usually it starts in a couple, usually between 35 and 45, but we have people of all ages, from 18 to 78 or more, and we have more young people, meaning of 30 years old and less on Friday night, because we have a discount of 50% on Friday night for the 30 and under, and we have also some discount for the newcomers on Saturday night. Saturday night we are sold out almost all and every Saturday night for the last 2 years, and we are 150 people, and people need to make a reservation to come on Saturday night. We have some lineup sometime, and so Saturday night is the night where you have more regular members. Maybe 70 to 80% of the members on the Saturday are regular members. So for the newcomers, it's very interesting to come or on Wednesday night when we have some kind of workshop and play organized by the Quebec Swinger Association. We also have on Thursday night the staff night, and on the third Thursday we have of the month we have the fetish night, which is very, very popular, also more and more. And so on Friday night we have the exhibitionist night. So it's good for people who are coming for the first time to come on Wednesday, Thursday, or Friday, because we have a little bit less people, so we have more time, we are more available to answer to their question and give them the visit and show what the Hair Club looks like. Otherwise, you can call us at 514-842-7399, which is 842-60, and you can see the figures like 8, the figure 8 and the figure 8 and 4 and 2. You know, you can make 2 couples, 4 couples. It's a nice way to put it. Or otherwise, you can visit our website at arrageclub.com, www.arrageclub.com, and very soon we're going to have a private chat room for swingers only.
Frank Talks is sponsored in part by Everything Out of Her Mouth is a Test, a man's guide to the emotional needs of women. Ladies, do you want the man in your life to understand you on your level? Do you want your man to be able to listen to you and address all of your emotional needs? Show him how much you really want your relationship to be the best it can be. Everything Out of Her Mouth is a Test makes a perfect gift. The book, written by a man, for men, is endorsed by every woman that reads it. This book is a guide for men to understand exactly what a woman means when she speaks. Is that worth changing your life forever? Buy this book at franktalks.com now.
Bonjour, ici Bernard Corbeil, le propriétaire du club échangiste Orage de Montréal. Vous pouvez nous rejoindre au www.orageclub.com ou au 514-842-7399, et nous avons le plaisir de partager une entrevue et d'échanger avec notre ami Frank de Frank Talks, Pleasures and Lifestyles.
You're listening to Frank Talks, Pleasures and Lifestyles, and I'm Frank, because I have to be. We're continuing with this special series of pre-recorded interviews. In studio again is Mr. Bernard Corbeil of Club L'Orage, and we're talking about his club. Mr. Corbeil, welcome back yet again.
Thank you.
Always a pleasure to have you on. Let's continue the conversation about your club. We've already talked a little bit about it. We're going to get into other information that your members and potential members need to know about the way your club works. So,
I think I did start to mention that first they need to get a membership card at the club and to pay the admission fee, which costs only $30 a year for a couple or for a single. So it's very, very cheap. And we have cover charge because we don't sell any alcoholic beverage, because we are a private place and the public is not admitted at La Rage Club. So if we want to allow people to come and bring their own booze. We don't make any money with the alcohol, so we just sell soft drink and juices and mixers. So we have a cover charge which is between $20 to $50 for a couple or for a single, depending on the night when you come. You can get all the information on our website, which is www.arageclub.com, ORAGECLUB in one word, in Montreal. Or otherwise to call us at 514-842-7399 or 842-60 in Montreal. And we are located at 4467 Saint-Laurent Boulevard in Montreal, 4467 Boulevard Saint-Laurent, Montreal, the corner of Montreal. It's on the plateau, and the closest subway is Montreal station. If you want to know more information about the prices, the details for the special events we have, then I suggest that you can go on the website to get the information.
Do you offer your clients and members parking?
Yes, and it's brand new things. We finally got a parking lot 200 feet north to the club on Saint Laurent Boulevard, just slightly past Montreal Street, and you just show your membership card, and it costs only $10 for the night, and people have to get back their car by 3:15. Otherwise, the guy from the parking lot brings the keys to the club. So we have a very, very good service. It's very safe. It's very personal, and that's why at the club you will realize that we are calling people by their first name. It's very, very private, very respectful, and people don't come to the house to get drunk. They come to the house to meet other people, and instead of putting ads on the newspaper and spending hours at the restaurant or at your home with people you don't can stand after 5 minutes. So it's much easier and more interesting to go in the chat, get some 5 couples to meet with you at the club, and then you have more choices, and you can see right away if you can match. So you don't have to keep them at home, and you're not scared that people would come back from somewhere else, like the mother-in-law or the kids coming back home. So that's why it's important to have a club like L'Orage. Okay, here at L'Orage, when mothers and fathers come together to have fun, kids are safe at home, or they know that they can play together and relax because nobody will judge them. They are not there to judge people. It's very respectful, and mainly for women. I want to emphasize that because this lifestyle in swinging is something so secret now, and people are starting to discover what could be very positive with lifestyle. And people have to understand that usually, it starts as follows. It's a guy who dreams of the fantasy to have 2 women, and then he talk about it with his partner. Usually they are couples who have experience of life, rebuild couple, if you wish, and they don't want to cheat on each other. They want to have fun. They want to have experience. They want to share something. They want to keep their love. But as a human being, they have several choices, several tastes. By definition, I did find out, and I think it's confirmed by the reality, that the human being is a person who needs varieties and novelties, and even if you are well dressed tonight, I'm pretty sure you don't wear that outfit 365 days a year.
That's right.
And even if you like chicken, you don't eat only chicken all your life for 365 days a year. And I do believe that it's same thing for sex, okay? But society, for some reason, for cultural reason, for religious reason, for whatever reason, did create some structures like the monogamy, and they get people sign a contract that okay, you promise that you won't eat or try or taste anything else or anybody else than that partner, and people sign that, and then they realize after a while that normally they would like to try something else, and that's why swinging is a very good alternative, and mainly for women. We talk about jealousy in couples. It creates a lot of interrogation, and it helps a lot of couples. That's what they told me, based on the 13,000 people I met with for the last 3 years. Those people who became members of the club for the last 3 years, and I got wonderful love story of people who are coming here. We don't mean that everybody can have that lifestyle. We're not trying to grab people on the street and get them on the club. We just let them free, and we just offer them a place. You know, according to the judgment from the Supreme Court, a woman can dance naked in the public place like a bar where they serve alcohol and be touched to her breasts and to her butts, and even charge $10 for. Okay, so at L'Orage, we consider that a woman who wants to do it free must at least have the same rights to be touched and touched, you know, for free. Okay, there's nothing degrading that is done for herself, and if she has that right, then she needs a place to exercise that right. Otherwise, it doesn't make sense to have a right. And the Supreme Court said that a woman can do that in public and charge $10. So at L'Orage Club, we offer the women who want to do it for free and show themselves and give striptease to their boyfriend and in front of 150 people and get a big boost out of that, and make love like ever before with her partner on the way back home, if they reach home before to do it. That's what they told me. Okay, so that's a place to come, is L'Orage, and meet nice people, ordinary people, people who are just like you, meaning that they are mother, fathers, they have job, all types, all sizes of people, and they are here, and they don't want to have any problem. They don't want to create any problem. That is one of the most respectful place at L'Orage. That's what we hear, and on our website we give testimony of people who come here and are very happy, and so the big good news for the woman is that it's very respectful. And one thing is very important is that if something happened, you know, we don't agree, somebody has a bad behavior, then we can revocate the card. We give a warning. We try to keep people quiet. We have people in safety and security, and so we have to get respect from everybody.
See, this is actually one of the biggest concerns that I've heard from most people, and I'm glad you brought this up because I'd really like to address this, is that people come in, they sign a membership card, and once they're a member, you know, the biggest issue that people are afraid of course, is that they're not going to be respected, their wishes won't be respected, and what do you do to people who break those rules?
Okay, first we explain the rules. We have that by writing. Maybe because I'm a lawyer, I thought to put that by writing. It's kind of signing a contract. You have to respect the contract, and once we are sure that they get the tour, the visit, and they got the information, then we have to make sure that they will respect the rules. If they don't, we give them a warning, and if they don't, we throw them out. We could maybe suspend them for the night, for a short period of time, like a week or a month, or we strictly just revocate their membership card, because the membership card at L'Orage is not a right, it is a privilege that we provide with to people who sign the agreement with us to make sure it's private. It's like a home. It's the home of the club, and people are coming here, and as I often say, you know, if you are collecting the butterfly, if you are collecting the stamps, or you're collecting the caresses, you have the fundamental right and freedom to share that common interest with people having the same interest. And then if you have the right to share that right, that same interest, you need a place to do it. And at L'Orage, at Montreal, that's the place to do it.
We've unfortunately run out of time yet again. Always a pleasure to have Bernard Corbeil with us to provide us with some great information. There's just never enough time to get it all in. Thank you very much.
Welcome.
Frank Talks is sponsored in part by Everything Out of Her Mouth is a Test, a man's guide to the emotional needs of women. Ladies, do you want the man in your life to understand you on your level? Do you want your man to be able to listen to you and address all of your emotional needs? Show him how much you really want your relationship to be the best it can be. Everything Out of Her Mouth is a Test makes a perfect gift. The book, written by a man for men, is endorsed by every woman that reads it. This book is a guide for men to understand exactly what a woman means when she speaks. Is that worth changing your life forever? Buy this book at franktalks.com now.
If you need help with your relationships, my buddy Frank, he's got some tips. Just go to franktalks.com. His advice is better than your mom's. He knows what you're going through, Frank has been there too. So log on to franktalks.com. franktalks.com.
Need help with love, sex, dating, or relationship issues? Help from Frank Kermit, the best-selling author and Canada's most international relationship coach, is only a click away at franktalks.com. What do you do when you feel like a fool? When your heart has been broken again? Pick up the phone or get onto Skype and talk on a private session. Yeah, get a little help from Frank Talks. Whoa, whoa, get by with a little help from Frank Talks. You gotta try a little help from Frank Talks. What do you do when your love goes away? Try coaching one-on-one. How do I sign up to turn things around? Just sign up at franktalks.com. Yeah, get by with help from Frank Talks. I get by with little help from Frank Talks. Time to try a little help from Frank Talks. Doesn't cost a lot of money. It's the best rate going around. Could it cost a lot of money? Oh, it's worth every cent that you will put down. Yeah. franktalks.com. Oh, you got to go to get your help from franktalks.com. Yeah, yeah. Would you believe that Frank gets results? Yes, we're certain. Just read the reviews. Frank knows his stuff, and Frank's got the goods. Good love can soon come to you.